Is King Ezekiel going to get some treatment or some help for his unfortunate disease that he has to prolong his life? Stay tuned.
Welcome to NocBro Nation, guys.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
Yes, and today we're here to discuss, will King Ezekiel be taken away from our communities to get treatment in
The Commonwealth?
Commonwealth? CRM?
Probably not CRM.
We don't know.
Well,
we don't know.
No, the kind of the big theory that's going around.
Let's just say, is he going to be taken to a larger, more technically advanced civilization to get treatment? Is
Correct.
The question.
Yes, I mean we're thinking more on the Commonwealth story because the showrunners, even Angela King, has mentioned. Now, previously, I know that we've mentioned this previously in other videos that they're not doing the Commonwealth. Well, I didn't mean it like they're not going to do any of the source material. I just don't think they're going to call it the Commonwealth. They can call it something else, but they may not call it that specific term. I don't think it's going to be CRM. CRM is going to be dealt with in The Walking Dead World Beyond, maybe a little more in Fear, the Rick Grimes movies, maybe little hints in The Walking Dead. I just don't think they're going to have CRM in it. I think it will be Commonwealth because we're heading to Pittsburgh. I know that for a fact.
I am a firm believer that CRM is still tied into Commonwealth somehow, the Commonwealth storyline.
Could be a part of it, yeah.
I am a firm believer of that because the reason why, and not to get off track here, is because in the source material, the Commonwealth was the largest community that our survivors had ever run across.
Yes.
And we're not going to have two of those, meaning one being the Commonwealth and the next being CRM and its communities. I just don't see that happening. It doesn't fit. But anyway, the whole premise is we know that King Ezekiel doesn't have the technology, or our survivors do not have the technology to save his life or even prolong his life at this point.
Right.
So our question is he going to be brought to a community that does have those technical advancements?
Yeah, and basically off the source material, I think from this theory, as Eugene is going to be conversating with this woman on the radio, for a time it's going to be just him and her until he can maybe have her more comfortable to know, hey, you know, Eugene's going to tell Michonne, or actually not Michonne, he'll tell Maggie or whoever's going to be in charge of Alexandria when Michonne leaves. And I think that maybe at some point, from what we're hearing, they're going to leave to go to meet up in Pittsburgh. They're going to go to Pittsburgh. Maybe that's how we're introduced to the princess. But I don't know if we're going to get that in this season 10.
But that is interesting. Is what is the reason to go to Pittsburgh? A couple of things here. Maybe there's a rush to urgency once Ezekiel lets everyone know about his illness. Maybe then there's a rush of urgency to not only go to a larger city, because what's in a larger city? What is always in a larger city? A hospital. So maybe there is a rush to get him to Pittsburgh to get to a hospital.
Yep.
Maybe Eugene knows of a hospital that has a lot of advancements.
Or the woman tells him there's a place in Pittsburgh that can help you.
Or they find out about Ezekiel's illness, and he tells the woman on the radio, look, I know that you're a bigger civilization, having talked to her for some time now. Right. But I know that we wanted to take our time, but now is the time. We have someone that we need to save his life, and you have the tools to do it.
Right. And that's where we're getting this theory from, is that we're assuming that the woman on the radio from the source material is Stephanie from the Commonwealth. So she could know. She knows Pittsburgh area pretty well, Pennsylvania, and she might know where to go in the city, but then that's how we could run into the princess, like we said. But do we have time for that in the second half of this season? We could. We don't know, though. Just depending on how this Whisper War and everything's going to happen, there could be time for this, because as you guys know, I mean, Maggie is coming back, and what I've heard is Maggie is going to be coming back on the season finale. That's the rumors. It's a rumor right now.
It definitely makes sense. I think that's the right time to do it. I don't think that, such big news like that from an awesome character like Maggie, you don't wait till the next season. Right. Try and get her in and with a big, shock and awe type scene. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and so with Ezekiel, they can maybe do it episode 15 or 16, and then leave the rest for the following season and get more deeper into it.
What's key to this is Maggie returning, actually, in my opinion, because Maggie's been with Georgie, and Georgie's been around the world, or I'm sorry, around the country, assuming. teaching communities about advancements that they can make.
Right.
Well, maybe she's run across a community that has already made massive amounts of technological advances. And maybe this information of getting Ezekiel to where he needs to get to save him comes from Georgie and Maggie.
Maybe. Yeah. So, I mean, we have another video talking about Maggie as well. So, but it will be interesting to know what they're going to do with Ezekiel. You know, I mean, we've talked about is Ezekiel's time coming. Yes, from his illness, but he can still survive long enough. But what can we, our survivors, do to help him kind of get better treatment? And knowing that we're going to be coming up on a specific story arc from the comics of a bigger civilization, they could have the means to give Ezekiel what he needs to just extend his lifespan a little bit more for the show. So,
or, ladies and gentlemen, we could be just seeing the death of King Ezekiel. He has outlived his source material counterpart.
Number of characters have.
Yes. So, you know, it remains to be seen if you know, they're just going to end it there. Yeah. So,
I'm actually thinking, I actually like the theory right now that if we're getting the Commonwealth story arc, either, you know, that's not going to be exact, but if we're getting a piece of it, or if it's more CRM based, maybe something could happen to help Ezekiel, you know, for that piece. And going to Pittsburgh, that's the biggest question. Why would our group be going to Pittsburgh? What's the only thing that we know of is from the source material of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer at this point that it is because of a hospital. I mean, look, we have the tech. There's still the availability out there to bring facilities up. We saw it in Fear. For those of you that didn't see Fear the Walking Dead, but our group went into a mall and saw a walk-in hospital facility in the mall, and they were able to get that running, and one of our characters wanted to run a scan on her body to see if she had anything.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, they have to know of somewhere that has power, of course. So we don't know if Pittsburgh.
Well, hospitals have generators.
Well, depending on how long those... It's been 10 years in the apocalypse, so we don't know how long they have to run out.
And my guess is, like the previous hospital that we've seen in other seasons, they've probably already run off that generator for some time after the apocalypse.
Right. I'm sure they can probably, you know, find a car battery or a couple. It's a city. There's going to be cars everywhere.
Several thousand.
But, I mean, you never know. I mean, it's the show. But we are just hoping. I mean, I am hoping that Ezekiel can continue to survive. I just want to see more of a story for him. I don't want to see him down in the dumps anymore and sad. I think maybe eventually, from what we've seen in the 10B promo, that he will be talking with Carol again. Does anything start up again? We don't know. If he's just telling her, hey, I'm sick, finally talking with her because he was afraid to. I just hope that, you know, with this Whisperer arc, I know that 10B is going to be crazy. I just hope something is going to be in store for Ezekiel to kind of get back up to where we need him to always be smiling.
Yeah, it was good to see the king, you know, that way. Yeah. And to get to where we're at now, it's just sad seeing that. But let us know what you think is going to happen in the fate of King Ezekiel. Will he get the treatment he needs to survive and prolong his life? If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're always notified when we upload new content. Follow us at NocBro Nation on Facebook and Twitter. I am Josh.
I'm Jarrell.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.